A year ago today, 2 days ago, technically, to the day, the trajectory of my life, both personally and professionally, changed for the worst. And it got progressively worse as the days and weeks and months passed. I think September to September is my Happy New Year, just until the stench wears off a little bit more after everything that's transpired and happened, if you know what I mean. There are also a lot more horrific things happening in the world today, okay? And by no means am I seeking pity, or is my intent to throw a pity party. This video is just a reflection of the mercy and the goodness of God in my world when it nearly fell apart. Yes, I have notes. I am reading note by note, word for word, because I need to stay on topic and I do not want this to be drawn out. I have to stay on topic. I typed it all out, but then I'm also thinking about what I'm saying, typing it out, but then actually making it verbal. Two different beasts, I think, personally. So if you don't mind, if I seem to be kind of going back and forth, I am. It's important that I stay on topic so as not to draw this out. Second, so as to keep disclaimers and sensitive information that needs to continue to be sensitive information and confidential information confidential. Yeah, this is the kind of video that it's going to be because of everything that's happened. My feelings towards it now and my thoughts towards it now, so I have notes, just so you know. Now, as a disclaimer, I am taking extreme caution sharing. If you are kind of gripping your underwear and you're a polymae now thinking, oh my gosh, what is she? Just be at peace, okay? Be at peace for now. I'm just kidding. So I'm also going to be doing a little bit of makeup for my husband. That's why he's at Huiki Pai Pai right now and he's making his way home to me. I'm trying to keep this lighthearted and casual, but what the heck happened to us this past year was by no means lighthearted and casual. And at this point right now, okay, because this is my safe space and this is my channel and I have a big ass mouth and I have something to say. I'm going to say what I need to say, but I'm going to make these disclaimers first, okay, before we go even further. I'm taking extreme caution when sharing. I understand that those who are for me, against me, suspicious of me, those who heard rumors about what happened and took no time to find out truth for themselves, but took all the time in the world to believe their trusted counterparts' opinion of me, okay? I know you're watching. I just have to assume that you are, or maybe you're not. And if you're not, it's unfortunate, but if you are open to hearing the other side, I'm a DM away. I don't know if I was making points, but third point, I'm not innocent here. Okay, like I said, I'm not here to throw a pity party. I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking for mercy. I'm asking God for that. So if it seems as if I'm tiptoeing around details, I am. I have to, but more on that in a minute. Lastly, as a Christ follower, as a Christian, I like the Christ follower. It has a prettier ring to it. What the heck does that mean? Whatever I'm sharing with you all is with the intention that all that were involved in this, directly or indirectly, will come to the knowledge, the saving grace of Christ. Not because of what happened to me, but for their own sake, for their own soul, including those who are against me and those who are suspicious of me. Again, like I said previously, heard rumors, but never take time to come and face me directly to find out the other side of the story. The other half of the coin, if you will, but nevertheless. But if there are parts in this, and I'm sure that there will be, where I start to sound disgusted or sarcastic, I am. Let's break it down, okay? So with this in mind, let's move on. We gotta move on to another step. I'm doing pretty good here. Fenty Beauty, what is this? My color corrector in Peach. My Bright Fix Eye Brightener in Peach 09. Oh, I forgot to blend this over here. Ah, yes, very good. Oh, that's actually very nice. That's a nice combination. And these are probably expired, so I should not be using them, but here we are. My NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer in Santiago, medium deep. CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk 58010. Okay, all right, let's break it down. With this in mind, okay, let it be known. Why am I sharing this? Why, couple, after a year, are you sharing this? Why? Because I have a big mouth and because this is my channel, my safe space, okay? I can share what I want, but more importantly, oh, that is too much. But I'm here opening my mouth and yapping to gain or at least to just inform. I wrote here to gain the respect of my general audience, but I'm not trying to gain anything here. I'm just trying to let you know. I'm just trying to get you ahead of the game along with me, okay? I'm trying to get us ahead of the ball, ahead of the curve. Let me explain. Ahead of the curve, is that the appropriate? Oh, that worked really, really nice. I am very light-handed with this. I know I don't need that much because I know my Chanel under eye bags. Priceless as they may be, they're not that bad. Or maybe it's just the lighting that's just making sure that it's not looking that bad. I don't think I can gain anyone's respect or trust this early on, especially if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, so it's too soon. I wouldn't want you to make that decision about anyone, let alone me, without even really getting to know me. And you'll never really get to know me because you'll never know me in person unless you know me in person. But if ever another or other persons think to take it upon themselves to expose me, quote unquote, expose me, you know, because this seems to happen, right? When people start to gain traction or some type of fame, not tooting my own horn as if I am, or ultimately when haters just start to hate. Okay, and they're sick of seeing you all over the place, especially on their phones. And because I've been making some waves, you know, on TikTok somewhat. I've been gaining attention, been gaining some followers on TikTok, Instagram. You know, I post my little cutesy ding dong videos. It's not ding dong, very valuable. I love the content that I post and I hope that you do too. I hope that if anything were to rise or come about, that you would trust my word, that you would take my word at face value. Does that make sense? You're gonna see the sun start to set in the background, but don't mind that. I may have to turn on the top light. I'm trying to avoid using it because of the noise that the vent creates, but we'll just carry on. Literally, if I could just read this word for word would you get annoyed if I did that? I won't do that. Okay, fine, hold on. Yes, that you would trust my word, that you would take my word as something to hear out or to consider, okay? Because I'm trying to be a woman of my word. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying. You know, because people's words just don't mean nothing anymore. Like, you can just say anything and it not mean anything, but once upon a time, your word was a vow. I mean, your word was covenant. Once upon a time, not anymore. Ultimately, my hope is to be ahead of the game, so to speak, that if ever provoked, keyword provoked. And I'm gonna just read this word for word, okay? So I just get straight to the point. I am prepared to share the whole story. I am prepared to share the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Text messages, email threads, holomua aho'ikaika notes included, so help me God. I will. I can drop last names too, no problem. Knowing full well, I gotta move on to the next step, okay? Knowing full well that it could, in turn, destroy my character or my reputation even further, as if it's anything spectacular right now. It's nothing. I don't give a damn, okay? One of you, somebody made it personal and came for my kid. Whether you were involved directly or indirectly. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I think I've already said too much without even saying anything. God. More importantly, and most importantly, there are others involved in this, obviously. But there are others who were involved, who are still in my life to this day. I love them dearly. But I wouldn't dare release any of this information without their permission. Even with their permission, I wouldn't even. Obviously wouldn't share their names. I could. But I'm not stupid or inconsiderate. You remember that part where I said if it seems like I'm being sarcastic and disgusted and sarcastic, yeah, just keep that in the rear front or the very front of your no, okay? They didn't need to be involved the way that they were. They really didn't. They really didn't. But if provoked, and I absolutely need to share what happened, their names will just be redacted from any documentation that I have to use. Do I need a lawyer? I keep laughing. It's not funny. But honestly, it's funny. I can laugh. Okay, it happened to me. So I don't need anybody's permission to laugh at what happened to me. Depending on whatever side you're on this molelo, you would laugh too. Also, not sharing is not to keep up my reputation. It's not to keep this image that I'm trying to create for y'all, for you, the general public, for those close to me, for those furthest from me. It has nothing. It has absolutely nothing to keep a character or an image. Bruh, nobody's better at canceling me than me. I cancel myself the best, the most genuinely and the most honestly, so that nobody else can. Period. As if. I love Clueless. Where the people need a little love sometime. Oh yeah, we're going to the Fiji concert actually, so watch out. Okay, so here's my reflection, okay? My reflection shows. Okay, if you were to ask me, how are you after this 1 year? Typically I'd say blessed. Oyamo no. That's what I'd say to you if you were to see me in person. You know, those closest to me, ask, how are you? Blessed. Oyamo no. Same old, same old. Always something other than good, yeah. Because everybody says good, but never means it. I mean, it's so passive. Like, oh yeah, good, I good. Hell no, I'm not good. I'm not good. And I'm going to tell you the truth. But when I say good, I really mean it. But it's typically not just one word. It's always some like, you know, anyway. Well, this eyeliner is very pigmented. I need those exfoliating pads, like the physical ones. I use a salicylic already, but I think I need one that is a physical exfoliant, like one of those Medicube pads or something. The better question than how are you after everything that's happened, how are you today? Okay. I'm not going to steal that. I got to be honest. I saw it in the comment section of a woman or a man who lost his wife, a woman who lost her husband. And I thought that to be so profound. Or it was a podcast. And in a way, I didn't lose someone physically in my life. My circle, my small circle, everyone's still alive. Mahalo Yesu. But I lost something else. I lost something very near and dear to my heart. It really was as if putting something to rest and putting something down. And for any of those who are mourning or grieving an actual human being, which my heart is with you as well, ask them, how are you today? Okay, how are you today? Because yesterday could have been different. And tomorrow is probably going to be better, maybe worse. I don't typically apply it like this. I'm usually gung-ho with my eyeball, my eyebrow up and everything. But okay, it's good enough. So ask, how are you today? How am I today? And I'd say to you, made it another day. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I don't know why I closed this. I gotta use it again. This is a good enough mirror though right here. It's good. It's always the little things that take precedence for me when big things like passions, careers, my own reputation or reputations, or even people, when people fall away. When all of those bigger things fall away, it's the little things that immediately take precedence. My daughter's life, mobility, breathing, the bare minimum that we have, those things come to the forefront. Also, it's always your own, isn't it? I'm about to get a little spicy, so if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. This is the kind Midnight Cowboy, Space Cowboy, call mine. Urban Decay Moon Dust, just the single pot, the single pan of the eyeshadow. It's stunning, it's gorgeous. It's stunning, gorgeous. Typically I just use this in the inner corner, but I'm just feeling real sparkly today. And I think for how spicy I'm about to get, we're gonna need the sparkles to kind of distract us from the spice and the attitude that I hopefully will try not to have so much of in my tone of voice. What happened to women empowerment? What happened to that? Right, because it's only women empowerment or women's rights until it's not the woman that you preferred or that you like or that believes the same as you or that thinks the same as you, until it's not the woman that you envisioned or care for. Correct? Frick, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Never did. I always admit that. That's what I mean. It's only women empowerment until it's not your woman. Then it's a different story. Then it's a different tune. It's like freaking hypocritical. Don't say that then. Not that I care, but I'm just making that point, okay? It's that until it's not. By the way, this is a padel that I first had as a halter top, but then I texted a couple of my girlfriends and I needed opinions because I'm like, guys, does this look like a napkin? Some of them said, yes, girl, it does. Some of them said, kind of not really. And then one of them said, make it into a one shoulder, the kind like a kahili. I said, or not kahili. What the heck am I saying? Kihei. Okay, so here we are. She actually looks kind of cute. Okay, from the back, here she is. Oh, it's so beautiful though. Curling the lashes, like I said, The sun's gonna go down, but just stay with me here. I have my light to help us. Bruh, and the petty. Let's talk about the petty. No, let's not. We can't talk about the petty. How do you say in Pig Latin? Itche. We can't talk about the petty itche, okay? And I remember it all. I don't want to. But if I really think about it, I remember it. And I just remember it being so freaking petty. It sounded like the kind. What is that movie with the two black guys and they shuckas. What is that movie called? White Chicks? That's the one. The petty itche. Honestly, do better. I don't think my lashes are gonna hold because they're still dirty. They still have leftover mascara. And I don't even know if they're gonna curl very well. Yeah, so you can see the little flecks of old leftover mascara. That's pretty good. No. Secondly, what we need to remember, folks, is you want to start pilikia situations, drama. There's the word. Frick, I can't think of it, but there's the word. You want to start drama. You got to remember, we live on an island. We're bound to freaking see each other. And I'm saying this because ain't no way in hell I'm going to change my flow through the aisles of Don Don Donkey just because you're there. Negative. You had say over my environment, babes, not my existence. Oh, that is so stunning. Every time I think I need to buy another one, I clean it and then I think, no, I can another $30 another day. This is the Shiseido lash curler from Sephora. It actually is really nice. Never tried other lash curlers because I've used this once and I've never used another. And I bought this over 5 years ago. Yeah, you shouldn't feel like you have to hide or be cautious or whatever because you could see me. Of course not. That's not what I'm saying. The way y'all went about doing whatever you did, not addressing the situation or me or whatever other parties or persons involved face to face, other than the one time we called you to come together. Yeah, it doesn't seem as if you'd be on the lookout to greet me in the halls of Target. Does that make sense? I don't know, whatever. Basically, I'm not gonna be freaking walking around eggshells and tiptoeing around. Oh, you're down the aisle where the frozen vegetables are. I'm grabbing my freaking frozen vegetables, okay? Third, if life or other doesn't take us out in this next second, we grow old. I'm actually sarcastically confident that you'll be able to live with the reality of what you transpired to do. But what's worst, ladies and gentlemen, what's worst? Before I get to that point, we have a new mascara. Picked this up at Target on Sunday. Sundays, we are making it a habit. It's just become a thing, tradition, I suppose. We go to the Windward Mall Farmers Market, and where we park, we walk through Target. So I picked this up. This hair clip as well. This is so chic, isn't she? But this is the Sky High Lash Sensational Waterproof Mascara in Very Black. I am not a Sky High girl. I am that curved one. Ooh, wow. This one. So it's the more rounder tube. I'm actually gonna Kiroi KMX. I'm sure it's already old. Guys, what's worse? Vayahi may even recognize these people. My daughter may recognize you. And hey, I'm not going to be the makua that's still offended. I'm not gonna be the makua that keeps her from running to greet you or aloha kuya oi. Nope. If she recognizes you, she's more than free to alohaku. But I hope every time you see her face that you are reminded, whether in person, if she wants to come up and greet you or recognizes you or not, whether it's online through my content or my videos, that every time you see her face, you are reminded of what almost happened. Almost. You may not have had a direct impact. Okay, I hate it already. I hate it already. Why is the bristle like bouncy? I'm not used to this. What the heck? Okay, just chill, couple of frick. Calm the hell down. Look, you see that? You see how bendy it is? I hate it. I hate that immediately now. My niece raves about this one. Okay, that's not the mascara's fault. I have old mascara from the other day on here still, so. You may not have had a direct impact on what almost happened, but indirectly, nonetheless, of what could have happened. You son of a... Okay. Believe it or not, None of this. This stuff doesn't live rent-free in my mind. I swear. I swear. It probably seems like it does, obviously, right now. Okay, lip liner. What is this? Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in weʻve Walnut. I knew it. 606 weʻve Walnut. It probably seems like it does now, but it was 1 year ago today or 2 days ago. Give me a break, okay? I'm processing. Honestly, you would think this all happened to my husband. The way he comes up with scenarios in his head of what he would do. But yeah, I immediately correct him. But it absolutely did happen to him. All three of us. And absolutely, positively, no slander towards that man. Do you hear me? Zip, zero, none. There's the door. The door's over there. And you have slander? Any slander towards me? We hope. We've had those conversations too. Don't worry, you a cyberbully that DM'd us or DM'd me. What was it? Christmas 2021? DM'd me about, oh my gosh, something in my eye. Oh yes, a victim of cyberbullying, for real, for real. But we've had those conversations, cyberbully, not that it is any of your business. Mahalo. More on that later, maybe. Story time. We've been closer than we've ever been. The counsel from our former pastors, Frank and Melissa Thurman, I have to say their names. I have to say their names because it just feels good saying their names out loud. Because of them, Kaylee and I were brought to a place of confessing all. And when I say all, I mean all. The insinuations, the assumptions, the rumors, the hidden desires, all. Their counsel changed the trajectory of our marriage forever. But this situation, I guess we're all done here. This situation, this drama, it tested every single part of us. Physically, mentally, emotionally. It tested every single part of him and I. And I believe that by the grace of God and by the grace of God alone, we passed. Glory, hallelujah. We have iniquity still. Amends we have to make. But that man and I meant when we said, till death do us part. That's when I go, okay, blush. Since we're here, I can hear my husband is home downstairs. I need to hurry the heck up. Okay, in closing, we're wrapping it up, guys. We're wrapping it up. I hope this is not too long already. If it seems like I still need healing, duh. I could have told you that. You know, there are these reels. Patrick Tao. I love the pack. Oh my gosh. I want about 3 or 4 more of these. They're just pee, girl. They're just pee. Dirty and stuff. You get fingerprints all over, but they're just pee. The cream and the powder and then the mirror. She's just that girl. She's actually blushing. The name of her is She's Blushing. I think he has a product or a blush of his that's quite literally called That Girl, or She's That Girl, or something like that. There's these reels and TikToks with responses or statements overlaid as text on a video, on a random video, with sayings where in my situation, the other party or parties would say in response to me remembering the situation. Responses as simple as that kind of, hit the juggler. I'm on the opposite end of these statements. So I'm the one, kind of the pity party one. But it kind of hit me because I thought, dang, these are really good. They kind of sting. I am on the receiving side or the other end of those statements. So like everything, I try to be as well-rounded. I'm just trying to be thorough. The way that I see mo'olelo, the way that I hear mo'olelo, whether it's hauwala'au, whether it's gossip, whether it's about somebody or some person's, it's like, whoa, hold on. Okay, hold on. There's 2 sides to every coin, and I just wish more local people thought like that. Or just people in general. But then again, if they're in agreement with their close confidant, with the way that they feel about you, obviously there's no hope. They're going to side immediately with those that they know, that they're comfortable with, that makes them feel comfortable. What fun is that? Why would you ever want to hang around somebody who would make you feel comfortable? I want to be freaking challenged. I need you to call me out on my itchy immediately. That's the kind of person I am. And if that makes me intimidating, if that makes the insecurity, and I make a TikTok about this, if that just sucks all the insecurity and disrespect that you have towards yourself and about yourself out of you, that's not my fault. And I won't apologize for you being insecure. And I'm definitely not going to apologize for being secure in myself, not in myself, but in who I am and whose I am, period. But if I were to see said person or persons in Don Donkey, like I mentioned, though, I'd approach them. Yes, I would only have 2 words to say. I think we're done with the phase. We're probably, yeah. There's no sense in asking why anymore. There's no sense. Why did you do this to me? Why did you? No sense in asking why. I'm not even gonna waste my energy on asking you or y'all, the persons, whoever, why. No sense in false cracking you either. Oh God, not that I would, not that I could, not that I should. Okay, but damn, and you'd probably want to do that to me or not. I don't know. Hey, you've stolen my peace long enough. No more, no more. We're both, you know. I would embrace you in a hug. Hopefully you wouldn't try to bolt in the opposite direction. You're confident. You can stand your ground like you are. And so am I. And this is what I would do. I'd embrace you in a hug. I'd give a half genuine, pretty good genuine smile. Look you in your eyes, look you in your eyeballs, and say these 2 words. Yesupu. Yesupu. Give you a little squeeze in your forearm here, release you, and walk away. That's what I would do. Sincerely, wholeheartedly, Yesupu. Meaning, the Lord be with you. Mountain high, valley low, in all your life experiences, I pray that the Lord have mercy on your soul and be with you. And me too. I mean, I wouldn't mind an apology. And not a half-assed one either, okay? But if that's all you're capable of, you know, but a true repentant heart. No excuses. Ekalamai, I'm sorry, I was stressed, XYZ, hahala. You don't need to apologize for what your stress did to you, but you do need to apologize for what it did to me. Should I repeat that? I'm sorry, I'm trying. But I have wrestled with the fact that I may never get a true repentant apology. And I've come to accept that since my daddy passed away. And I don't even know if I'd want it from them anyway, from you, from them, from anyone. Your relationship with God precedes any apology that you could give anyone. And I think if it's a true repentance, if it's a true turning from, maybe, I think, with proper counsel, that you seek out those that you need to make right with. Hello, it's scripture. You leave your gift at the altar and you make right with your brother. We gotta start reading the whole Bible, babes, okay? Cover to cover, maps to maps. Try this on for size. I still have all of their contacts. I still have all of their phone numbers. I have their pictures, their emails, text messages, all the things, baby, all the things. I got it all. So you probably would ask, a couple of them, why don't you reach back out to them? For what? I'm pretty sure my big ass face and my big ass voice and my lil is already making waves on their socials or FYPs or Explorer pages, hey hala. And that's about all the reaching out energy I have in me. Kalamai. I'm a Christ follower, not Christ himself. Mahalo nui. We're alive, we're living, we're breathing, we got a little motion in the ocean, and the Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? As I said, the purpose of this, let me get back to my notes. The purpose here is to get ahead of the, quote, bring down and trash Kapua, her character and reputation ball. Okay, getting ahead of the game, getting ahead of the ball. I'm getting ahead of that. Okay, trying to anyway. And if this video, if this video provokes anyone any further to come after me and my ohana, I strongly advise otherwise. You will have no one but your creator to answer to when you breathe your last. I suggest you get some purpose, get a life, and leave me alone. And if it shay hits the fan, I will reference this video and drop the damn mic. Yesupu. Genuinely, Yesupu. Love you.